Children, shall we begin the class with a verse from the scriptures? Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. Philippians 4:6. Here the verse says that we need not be anxious about anything, but in everything, we need to give our petitions through prayer. With thanksgiving, we have to present our requests to God. We are to tell the Lord our needs, laying our petitions humbly at His feet, and thanking Him for all that He has done for us in the past. We are not to be anxious about anything. We need not worry about the future. The future may look very uncertain. We need not worry about that. But we are to bring everything in life to the Lord in prayer. So please trust in the Lord and keep praying continually. I'm sure God will wipe out this pandemic very soon and we will meet in school very, very soon. God bless you, children. So are you ready? Hope you have studied the first 2 chapters. Let us go on to the 3rd chapter. You can keep your textbooks. If in case you have your textbooks, you can open your textbooks to page number 37. Or you can open your PDFs. Okay. So the 3rd chapter is Theories of Employment and Income. Do you enjoy the slide? The slides which I've prepared for you? Okay, here in this picture, you see a group of women. They are working in a tailoring unit. I think it's a tailoring unit. And here some professionals. They are posing for this picture. Okay, you see doctors, nurses, a few professionals here. Maybe this is an engineer. He's there with a suitcase and some chart paper, like how we use chart paper for drawing. Then here we see a farmer plowing the field. And maybe this is a person who is digging a well or a mine. Okay, so here we see people working. So this is only called as employment. Only when you are employed, you get an income. So employment and income are very closely related. Okay, if you get a high level of income, that means you are well qualified. Okay, and you are on a very good post, then your income will be high. So employment and income are very closely related. So in this chapter, we will be studying about the meaning of full employment and unemployment. We'll be studying about full employment, unemployment and its types. And we'll be seeing some theories also, the classical theory of employment and Keynesian theory of income and employment. So we will see 2 theories, classical theory and Keynesian theory. Before that, we have to see what is employment, what is unemployment. So just want to introduce this chapter. Both classical economists and Keynes have explained the relationship between employment and income. There is a great relationship between employment and income. So both classical economists and Keynes have explained the relationship between employment and income. So some of the classical economists are Adam Smith, Ricardo, Jean-Baptiste Say, J.B. Say. So they all belong to the classical school. Classical economists are economists who lived before the mid-19th century. Then after the Great Depression, after 1931, we have Keynes. Keynes was considered as the father of modern macroeconomics. So he's considered to be a greatest modern economist. So classical economists believed in capitalism. They believed in free trade, free market trade. Okay, whereas Keynes believed in the intervention of government. So we study about both the classical economists and modern economists, and they have given the relationship between employment and income. So under the classical economists, we will be seeing about J.B. Say's law. Supply creates its own demand. That was the law given by J.B. Say. So the classical economists had great faith in the law of markets. Classical economists believed in the market system, free trade. They believed in free trade. J.M. Keynes is one of the greatest and the most influential economists of the 20th century. So we will be seeing about J.B. Say's market law and J.M. Keynes' Keynesian theory. Okay. The meaning of full employment. What do you mean by full employment? Full employment refers to a situation in which every able-bodied person who is willing to work at the prevailing wage rate is employed. So I want to divide this statement into three parts. Okay. Full employment refers to a situation, okay, in which every able-bodied person. What do you mean by able-bodied person? A person who is physically fit, a person who is not handicapped or mentally retarded. Such a person is called as a able-bodied person who is willing to work. He must be willing to work. So the first condition is the person must be physically fit. He must be an able-bodied person. Second one is he must be willing to work. Willing to work at the prevailing wage rate. Whatever wage rate is fixed by the employer, the employee must be willing to work. That is only called as willing to work at the prevailing wage rate. For example, a person goes to an employer and he is asking for a job. And the employer says that he will give rupees 10,000 as his monthly salary. The person who has come for work must be willing to work at rupees 10,000 per month. If he is anticipating or expecting something more, 20,000, definitely he will not join that work. So the person must be willing to work at the prevailing wage rate. So what do you mean by full employment? There are three conditions. He must be an able-bodied person, he must be willing to work, and he must be willing to work at the prevailing wage rate. If such a person is employed, if all the persons like that are employed, then it is called as full employment. Full employment refers to a situation in which every able-bodied person who is willing to work at the prevailing wage rate is employed. Am I clear, girls? Were you able to understand? So in case they ask the meaning of full employment, you have to write these two sentences. Full employment refers to a situation in which every able-bodied person who is willing to work at the prevailing wage rate is employed. It can also be defined as full employment means that persons who are willing to work, they must have willingness to work and able to work, willing and able. Some people will be able to work, they will be physically fit, but they will not be willing. What do you mean by willing? You must have the willingness. Some people will be lazy, they would like to sit at home and sleep all the time. Okay, they will be physically fit, they will have good limbs, they will have good vision, they will be able to speak properly, they will be they will be physically fit, but they will not be willing to work. Okay, so full employment means that the person who are willing to work and able to work must have employment or job. Keynes has also given a definition for full employment. Keynes defines full employment as the absence of involuntary unemployment. So full employment is a situation in which there is no unemployment. Everybody must be employed. That is only called as full employment. So Keynes defines full employment as the absence of involuntary unemployment. So these are the meanings for full employment. In case there is a question like this, give the meaning for full employment. You can write any of these. Okay, you can write this, or you can also write this. In case they ask, give the meaning of full employment in the words of Keynes. In that case, you can write only this sentence. You cannot write these two. Okay. If they specifically ask Keynes' definition for full employment, you can write only this. If the question is open, just give the meaning of full employment. You can write any of these. Okay. So this is the meaning of full employment. Hope you understood this, girls.